beautiful people. Welcome to the crib. Beautiful people. I'm too used to this beautiful people. I'm always using beautiful people. What's that? Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the crib. It's our first episode on Faith Story series, and I am Cozy, your host on this show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on this show today we have a guest, our first guest actually on this channel. Please, guys, Mr. Signs and Wonders. So, Mr. Signs and Wonders, this is the part where you introduce yourself to the crib.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, or good day, everyone. I'm Joel. I'm just family Joel, and it's nice being here today.
Did you say Joel?
Yeah.
AKA?
Okay. Yeah, Signs and Wonders, miracle.
AKA, God can do it again. No, seriously, you have to bear your name. Own it.
Okay.
AKA Mr. Signs and Wonders.
Okay.
AKA Bro Miracle. AKA God can do it again. So Signs and Wonders is here today to share with us his experience. He's actually been through a really rough time recently with medical issues. I think urine retention caused by cancer, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And it's not been easy. I admire your courage to actually come out to share with us your experience. Not many people can do that because it was actually a really difficult experience for you. So he's here to share with us his experience. And are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
So tell us, Mr. Signs and Wonders. I'm sure, I want to believe that you were born like every other normal baby.
Yeah. Yes. That's...
with no health complications.
Yes.
Just like me. Just like everyone, right? And definitely there was a time in your life where you discovered that something actually went wrong.
Yes.
So can you just tell us how did you notice? How did you?
Okay. The only thing that I could see as a symptom was I began to emaciate, and
Emaciate?
Yeah, I was emaciating.
Okay.
And I didn't really take it serious now. Like every other Nigerian, I just was stressed from work, and
Alright.
that was all.
That was all.
Yeah.
So just the emaciation.
Yes.
And you got worried about that.
No, I didn't get worried.
Okay, so then how did you?
Until a week, okay, like some months after I started emaciating, I had malaria, and I took drugs, and I was okay. So a week after that, I just woke up in the early hours of the 31st of July last year, and I couldn't pass out urine.
Wow. You couldn't pass out urine?
Yeah.
Okay, so how was the experience like for you?
It was painful.
Okay, imagine you holding urine, like you can't release it.
Yeah.
Wow. So
I was having an all night. I started praying, crying, and at first I didn't want to wake anybody up, but when it got serious around
that kind of thing, you have to wake people. Yeah.
Around 4, I had to let my parents know about it.
That you couldn't urinate. I can imagine.
Yeah, and like they just said, okay, let's pray again.
Okay.
And I was like, man, I'm in pain.
It's not about prayer,
so
seriously.
After my dad prayed, I was like, oh, yeah, go to the toilet.
Okay.
I came back, I was like, nothing happened.
Whew.
I was like, okay, get my car keys and went to the general hospital.
As early as that?
Yeah,
wow.
As that.
Okay.
Very close to my house.
Okay.
So while I was there, I was taken to the emergency unit, and I met, thank God, it was a God-fearing nurse. So they started running around, and there was this catheter they had to look for to insert through my bladder, but they didn't get it, so they had to use syringe to pierce through my bladder direct to draw the urine, and until I was relieved.
And experience for you. Sorry about that. Oh my God. So how long did this last? This urine retention?
About 5 months, if I'm right. 4 to 5 months.
So do you want to tell me, like, for those 4 to 5 months, you were constantly using catheter to get out urine?
Yes, and sometimes we tried acting on faith, so I removed the catheter and
by faith? Seriously? Okay.
So that was for 4 months.
For 4 months. So you mean everywhere you went?
Yeah,
you'd always carry catheter around?
So most times I would just wear a suit because I was attached to a urine bag. I would just put it in my side pocket.
Oh my God. So that was what you endured for 4 months.
Yeah.
So you mean all those times I saw you in church singing?
Okay, the time I was singing, I detached the bag and I took in a syringe. There's this white part I used to drag, and so I use it to stop the mouth of. And anytime I'm pressed, I'll run outside, release it. And, yeah.
You know one thing I really admire about you? You know, with all those things going on, you were still singing in church. Like you were still part of the choir. You were still attending service regularly.
Yeah. The thing I can say about that is, I felt that pushed me into serving God more, because
Wow.
I know it's the only one who could who helped me out.
Get that lesson seriously. In the midst of your pain, you felt that was the time to get closer to God,
Yes.
and even to serve Him.
Yeah.
That's quite a lesson. Like seriously. Okay, so you talked about cancer.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Okay, so after a series of tests and everything, and nothing was discovered, I was told to undergo a surgery. They call it cystoscopy. So
What?
cystoscopy.
Cystoscopy.
Yeah.
What was that
There
about?
were two cystoscopy, and I've forgotten the name of the other one.
Okay.
So it was during that surgery they opened up and they saw some particles. I took 2 samples, one to the specialist hospital at Gogolada,
Okay.
the other one at the National Hospital. And it was after the X-ray. Due to the emancipation, I was told to carry out a chest X-ray too. So it was there I discovered that I had tumor, cancer of the lungs, and after the particles have been taken out of the lab, it was discovered that it was cancer of the bladder.
Cancer of the lungs.
Yeah.
Cancer of the bladder.
Yeah.
For one person. Are you serious? Wow. Okay. Like, how did you feel when you were told, hey, you have cancer? Like,
Well, what I was just saying in the theater was just like, God, I didn't bargain for this year. That was what I was just telling God.
2020.
I didn't bargain for this. I didn't bargain for this. So
But did it in any way affect your faith? You know, during the process of this catheter or no catheter and all of that, you felt it was the time to draw closer to God.
Yeah,
And there was so much faith in you.
Okay. But to be honest, there were times where I cried and I was like, God, just kill me, just kill me.
Oh my God, like I imagine.
For them, my other brother was like, you stop that. I know I can't feel your pain, but
yeah, the pain was so much.
Is it the God that you are telling to kill yourself?
To kill you,
that?
yeah.
So because it was actually painful, and there's sometimes even while the catheter is in, if for example I sleep without water and I wake up, most especially it happened to me on a Sunday, I just go to church without taking anything. The thing is, if the catheter has drawn out all the urine and everything, to start eating the flesh.
Oh my
so
God.
the pain, and most times I didn't discover on time. So
Sorry.
yeah, thank you.
So the question actually is that when you were diagnosed of cancer of the lungs, cancer of the bladder, like definitely there must have been something on your mind. Definitely. What was that thing on your mind at that point?
At first I started imagining what could have caused this. I don't smoke, I don't drink.
Okay.
So because I was even particular about that of the lungs.
Yeah.
I don't think I live close to anybody who smokes, and
Okay.
so I was like,
Where is it coming from?
So I
Like
started
seriously?
thinking,
And it's not a genetic stuff, right?
At all. Could it be an attack and whatsoever? So I started reaching out to people I knew could be of help. We prayed along, and I had a lot of videos with people, with pastors in my church, lots of videos.
Wow. You've really been through a lot. Okay, so what was the next move of the hospital about that situation?
They were like, after placing me on antibiotics for the past 4 months,
4 months. Wow.
Now we're going to do a surgery. This one they call it TURBT.
TURBT.
Yeah, that's urethral resection of bladder tumor. Because that of the lungs was no longer there. Okay, let's skip that part.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I skipped that part.
Okay.
So after that, we started praying, and shortly a week after that, my dad asked me, go and do that of the lung. Since that of bladder is about 40,000, let's do this way. Okay. And I did it at the same hospital, and they were like, it's clear.
It's clear.
It's clear. So
I remember we were praying there in church. The prayer was we're always praying for you. Seriously. And I'm sure so many people out there prayed. Yeah.
So because I don't governments hospitals, whenever I carry out tests, I go to private
To
confirm
reconfirm.
it because I don't believe their results.
Are you serious?
There was someone that was supposed to donate blood for me,
Okay.
and in the process of screening the person, they said they had hepatitis C. He went to a private hospital like,
There was
"Okay, you
nothing
don't
like
have
that.
anything."
Are you serious?
The man was crying because he was like, "Daddy, this
How?
money you used to buy blood,
Yes.
let's just donate it." And
Yeah.
so I, at least that of the lungs was already settled. It
Yeah.
remained that of the bladder.
Okay.
So I started praying, and for the first time I stood up to my dad. I faced him, I was like, "Mr. Man, I'm not doing this surgery," because they were like, after the surgery, I'll be placed on chemo for only God knows chemotherapy.
Okay.
So he has started reaching out to people because we couldn't get the drugs here. So he started calling people in town too. I was like, "Baba, don't waste your money now. I'm not doing this surgery."
Why did you say you're not doing the surgery?
I was
The
like,
faith was too much.
I was like, God has taken that of the lungs.
Okay, the lungs. So if God could take away
let
that
him
of the
finish
lungs.
the work.
Okay, wow.
And I was like, I don't want to undergo denial the second time.
Yeah.
So we prayed, and my dad was like, even if God will do it, we know God will do it. Let it be let the doctors witness it, let them see themselves.
Yeah.
So the surgery was to be on November 6th last year.
Okay.
That was a Friday.
Okay.
So we went there on a Thursday, so we slept there, and fortunately for us, we didn't sleep in the normal ward because it was occupied, so they gave us a room. So so we started praying.
Prayers.
One of my dad's friend from office that came to replace the person that they said had hepatitis. So he came to donate there, and he came upstairs, he prayed, and he was like, "Joe, don't worry." So I started praying. My dad went down to settle all the bills and everything. So in the process of having our night devotion, one of the security guard came in and he met us reading the Bible. I was like, "Daddy, let's pray together." I was like,
okay, the guy was like, let's pray
pray
together.
I was like,
A security guard.
Yes, and he mentioned something in the prayer. I was like, "God, we know it's normal for people to suffer in this world, but we that were your children.
Yes, we can't be suffering what other people are suffering."
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it seems before then he specifically asked of those that were having surgery the next day. So he was like, "God, you will do what will baffle the doctors." So we just accepted it and we prayed together. So till the day of the surgery. The surgery was to be by 8 a.m. and they didn't come until around 12 noon. So I entered. I was telling my mom. I told my mom that, "Mom, it's two things. That's what I feel. I feel it's either they want to do this surgery and they don't see anything, or they do it and I will die." And she was like, "Joe, what are you saying?"
Why would you say that?
I was like, God will take care of it. So if they will have to do any other surgery, that means it's fine.
That faith was so slow.
I also reached out to people at night before the surgery. I told my brother that I wasn't doing the surgery because I was already back in school. So we had to buy 4 packs of normal saline, and in each pack I think it was 20, and one pack was about 5,000. So
wow.
My dad was like, how many people do you want to bathe in that theater? So we just bought it, and so we entered the theater. They just cut everything and poured it inside the bucket, and they started
ready to start work.
They gave me the anesthesia, and
so they had given you anesthesia already.
Yeah, they even gave me extra dose because this surgery was to last for an hour and 30 minutes. So they gave me an extra dose.
Like 1 hour 30 minutes.
1 hour 30 minutes surgery. So at least I think the first surgery they gave me 1, the next one they gave me about 3 or 4.
So they had knocked you off already.
Yeah, well, I was still
this kind of spinal.
Yeah, spinal.
Okay,
Yeah, and I was
so
numb
you are weak.
on my legs and
just numb from.
Yeah. So they cut the water and they wasted everything, and they just took about 2 cups.
Did you say wasted?
They wasted it because they didn't use it. They just used about 2 cups there just to wash and clean everything before they open up. And I was lying down. I was like, God, okay, let me switch back a bit. While we were going to the hospital, after prayer and everything, I was listening to a song. It's by Don Moen. I am the Lord. You are the Lord I live. So for the first time, I've been hearing that song since when I was small. For the first time, I noticed he mentioned cancer.
Wow.
And that
You
was
will
the
never,
first.
you will
I
never notice
noticed.
until your problem comes.
Exactly. And that was
Like seriously.
that was the first disease he mentioned. So I was like, God, we've settled this, the song and everything. It's to me, I believe it's a confirmation.
Yeah, settled.
So I was lying down. I
You
just
went with
like,
that confidence.
yeah.
That yeah.
They were even telling me that people should bring your phone so I'll be WhatsApping. I was like, I just said
In this situation, I don't know. They went.
So I just said, there's nothing there.
Okay.
Hey, if not that I was numb and down, I would have jumped up and helped them.
Like, okay, you heard them talking.
I was like, there's nothing here. We didn't see anything here.
Wow.
I had it, so I was like, if not that I was numb.
They had paralyzed. Yes.
So that really was the beginning of the miracle.
Yeah.
And so the doctors were, let's say they were angry because the money for the surgery was a bit high. So, but since
Now
they
that
didn't
the
do
surgery will not be holding again.
I know
Yeah,
the
it's already
government,
money.
they're supposed to return it, but they just slashed it, I think, by half.
Yeah, for all the preparation they did. Seriously.
So they came out, they met my dad and mom. The first doctor went, the second doctor went, he didn't say anything. My dad was already, what's happening now? I know women.
Why are you passing? You're not saying anything.
One was almost fainting. So yeah, woman said, go and pray. So he told her to go back to the ward.
Okay.
So I came out.
Came out
so
without
they came
knife.
out without knife. So until the chief surgeon came, he said, Daddy, we checked all the angles, we didn't see anything. So he was now assuming it was like maybe the first surgery we did, maybe we removed everything.
Yes.
My dad said, okay, where's my son? He said he's inside. I was at the ICU, intensive care unit, until I was brought out, wheeled out to the ward, and that was how it went.
Wow. So someone who was diagnosed of cancer went in for surgery and then there was no cancer again.
No cancer.
Now, okay, some people want to say maybe it was negligence at the first test that they did for you, at the first scan.
That discovered
No, they will say that it's negligence on the part of the doctors. You understand? That maybe they did not check well and then they just assumed that there was cancer.
What really happened was they brought out the particles.
Okay.
And they took to
so it was so evident that this was cancer.
They and myself also, okay, while I was still on the catheter, because the urine bag is transparent, when the urine is fine, I see something like crumbs of breadcrumb. So that was
those were evidences that thing was really existing in you. And of course, even if you want to think about it, for them to now say there is no cancer, there was actually cancer. Because what would have caused the urine retention if not the cancer? So the urine retention was actually the evidence that there was cancer there. But then they later checked when it was time for surgery and there was no cancer. How about the urine retention?
It's okay. After the first surgery, about 2 weeks or thereabout, we prayed and we acted on our usual faith.
I like the way you keep saying we prayed. We prayed. Every step you take, we prayed.
Because
we always praying.
I don't know how many people were praying for me. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because at that moment, people were like, people just come to me. People I don't know, like, Joe, we are praying for you. We are praying for you. And so it was after that I could urine freely.
Okay.
But this thing insisted. I did one scan. They call it CTIVU.
So you have known the names of all these things. See, you are just calling them free. Like
seriously. I'm a medical person. So
okay.
it was there. They still reconfirmed that. Okay, no problem now. Maybe God wants to God say he uses the foolish things of the wise to confound the wise actually.
Yes.
So it was late after the surgery and everything. The chief doctor was like, Dad, there's nothing God cannot do.
The doctor
he said, God is a miracle working God. There's nothing he cannot do. Maybe he wants to. My dad was like, it's not maybe. He has started and
yes, God will do it.
So at the I think he bought 5 cartons of that saline. So the other one, he told the woman there that they might not need that. He will return it if they don't use it.
Okay. So they did.
Yeah. So when they went to return it, the woman was like, "Sir, what happened?"
What happened? We don't need that again.
My dad was like, "We don't need it again." The woman dropped it. She was like, she was holding and she said, "So is this a miracle?"
Or what?
My dad said, "Yes, it's a miracle." It's a miracle. So
yeah.
that was just how everything And then,
Bro, signs and wonders. So can you see the reason why we call you signs and wonders?
yeah,
Bro, miracle.
yeah.
Bro, God can do it again. Like seriously, wow. This is actually an experience for you. It was actually an experience. And so far until now, how have you been?
I'm very okay. I'm very, very okay.
Are you sure?
Very okay.
No stress.
At all.
No evidence of anything again.
At all.
Yeah, sure. When God does something, He does it
It's
perfect.
permanent. Yeah, it's
Seriously.
perfect.
Wow, guys, this is really something. Like this is really something. Your story has actually encouraged so many people that I know, and I must say that your story has personally encouraged me. You get, it has personally encouraged me, and I just felt since you have a platform like this, why should we keep this kind of testimony to ourselves? Meanwhile, your testimony can actually spur the faith of somebody else, because actually your testimony, this story, has actually lifted up my faith from one level it was before to another level, and I really appreciate that. So the actual reason why we are sharing this story, why we are giving out this story to you guys, you know, the last video I did on Facebook, I did a video on Facebook last time. I think that was last week. And I was like reaching out to you guys in that video, telling you guys that there are some things you go through in life that God allows you to go through those things so that you can actually help people who are coming behind you that will go through that road. So when you go through some things in life, you don't just keep them to yourself and be like, okay, this is so bad, I can't actually share this, or it was a really bad past, let me keep this to myself. There are people that are actually coming behind you, that your story will either help them not to make the same mistakes that you made, or lift their faith to know that that thing you've gone through, if you can come out of it alive as a survivor, they can also, you know, come out of that situation. It's going to let them know that it's not done, like they're not done for. God is not done with them, you get. So I really appreciate you for your courage to come out here to share your story with us. It's really amazing, and I appreciate you so much. So guys, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what situation you found yourself right now, and you're wondering, can anything good come out of this case? You're wondering, is it not too late, or is this situation not too big that I don't know? How can a miracle come out of this thing? Well, bro, miracle here has strength testimony. And he's trying to tell you that God can do it again. God is actually still in the business of doing wonders. It's very evident. Cancer. God is actually still in the business of doing wonders. And I believe deep down in my heart that if you can just have faith, he kept mentioning, and we prayed. And we had faith. And we prayed. Imagine there was no faith, there was no prayers. Maybe we wouldn't have come this far with this testimony. But I appreciate God for you. And I appreciate God for your parents. I appreciate God for everyone who prayed for you. And one of them, I prayed for you. Seriously. So thank God for that testimony. Thank God for that experience. And I pray you will not go back. You will not go back into that experience. It's totally settled. And it's a phase you will never have to go back to. And I also pray for people out there who are also going through similar situations. You all might not even be medical issues or medical situations. It could be something really far from that. Maybe deep situations that are really far from medical situations. And you're wondering if anything can be done about your situation. God can still do something. All you need is faith. That was all we went with, faith. And look at the miracle. And God is not biased to, you know, like bless some people, heal some people, and then leave some people out. God can actually meet every one of us at the point of our needs. So I appreciate you for coming.
Thank you.
For being a part of this show, a part of this cream. And I appreciate you guys for watching until the end. Thank you so much. I really want you guys to act on this story. Work on your faith. Just have faith in God. That's the goal. That's the aim. So thank you very much for watching until the end. If you're not part of this crew and you watch this video until the end, please join the crew by subscribing to this YouTube channel and also liking our page on Facebook. I will make sure to drop the description link at the description box. Thank you so much, guys.